The interesting reason to talk about the water quality of one of the world's most famous rivers, the Seine River, is because the Paris Olympics is starting and some swimming events are going to be held in the river. The not so interesting reason to be talking about it is because a lot of rivers around the world are impacted with poor water quality. Swimming was banned about 100 years ago. That doesn't mean that 100 years ago something happened and became unsafe. It was probably unsafe before that, and a realization came in 100 years that they had to do something about it.
The pollution is mostly referred to the bacteria E. coli, which by itself, in general, is not pathogenic. However, the presence of E. coli indicates that there might be other pathogens into the water that they can cause some skin rashes, diarrhea, and other gastrointestinal disease.
I think a good way to think about this is not whether it's safe or whether it's not safe, but the more thoughtful way and the more valuable way to think about it is it risky or is it not risky? And there are grades of risk. So something like swimming is a chosen activity. That means that we could probably tolerate more risk than an activity we don't choose, like drinking water.
The French government has invested $1.5 billion for major cleanup of the river in order to be safe again for swimming.
Paris has had sort of a three-pronged approach to improving the water quality of the river. The first one is they have taken any sort of direct dumping into the river and tried to get rid of that. A second one is at the end of a wastewater treatment plant to add disinfection. This is adding chlorination or adding something like ultraviolet radiation. The third one, and this is the big one, is you have to do something about your sewer systems. Paris has something called a combined sewer. Those sewers for the wastewater as well as for the rainwater are combined, and that's a problem. We can't dig and replace the hundreds of miles of sewers in Paris, but what we can do is find some clever solutions to store that water. So what Paris has done is they've built a massive tank. This is an underground tank, it's below the train station, and when it rains, instead of filling up the sewer and having to be discharged directly to the river, it fills up the tank, and that tank then will sit there, and they can discharge the tank once again after the rainstorm stops. And therefore they can be able to treat that water as well. It doesn't overwhelm the sewer. It turns out we have big events in cities and things like the Olympics in the cities. There was concern about swimming in the Tokyo Olympics. There was concern about swimming in Rio's Olympics. I'm optimistic about the water quality of the Seine River, and I would say it's improving. If there is a large storm event, even the tank system may be overwhelmed, and the combined sewer overflows may have to be utilized, and that will increase the concentrations of fecal indicator bacteria. And if they pass a threshold, then those risk thresholds will be exceeded as well, and swimming will likely not be allowed to occur. It all depends on the rainfall.
All the steps that have been taken by the French government indicate that they are proper in purifying the water from these chemicals. That will have a major effect into the entire ecosystem, which will be beneficial also for public health for all of us.